Welcome back, everyone. Well, you know how we feel about the arts, and you know how we feel about the North Country and all of the incredible events that go on. Well, one of my favorite events are the things that the Lake George Arts Project puts on throughout the year. And joining me again is John Strong, who's the executive director. Woo! Big title for the Lake George Arts Project, and one killer guitarist in a band you might have heard of called the Stony Creek Band. So welcome, John.
Hello, Jesse. Great to be here.
Nice to have you back again. And thank you for going to the hairdresser and getting your hair done before you came today.
Well, thanks for mentioning that.
As you can tell, John and I know each other. Lake George in the summer, all kinds of stuff going on. Everybody knows about fireworks and whatever. But for my thinking, the music programs that you put on in Shepherd Park are some of the most imaginative and most creative of any place that you go, and they happen on Wednesday nights.
Right.
So I want to just, even though it might sound a little bit like a laundry list, it's not. I just really want to go through a couple of the artists that are coming. For instance, tomorrow night, you've got the High Rollers.
Right.
Now, tell us about the High Rollers.
Regionally based blues, but rhythm and blues. Matt Mirabli on guitar. Jill Hughes, powerhouse vocalist, who's a Saratoga girl, really. She went to Skidmore. She used to play at the Metro
All
up
the
the street here.
That's right.
They have Ted Hennessy on harp. He's just a great harp player. Right. It's a very cool band, and got a lot of power to it.
Boy, an awful lot of power. Going to do a quick look out there for Jill Hughes. I met Jill Hughes, I think, in the 80s.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, when she was playing at a club which is no longer there, called the Metro, like you indicated. I really want to go through a couple of things. Galactic Cowboy Orchestra. Now, I knew about them, but only because of online.
Oh yeah.
How'd you get them?
Actually, I think they've reached out to me. You know, with the internet these days, you can find stuff. You can find venues, as they did, or I can find artists all the time. And sometimes you're looking at one artist and you'll see a link to another artist, and you might end up with that other artist, you know, who were interested.
For sure.
But I work with a lot of different agencies as well, you know, and I've been doing it for a while, so it makes my shopping list fun, you know.
Well, you know, it's another piece of that too, John. Let's face it, is that John's a musician, a killer musician, and when you have a sensibility about music and you're booking the music, you know, you go for those.
Well, you know, there's a publication called the Folk Times around here. It's widely read, and Addie, the girl, publishes it. Every time I submit my schedule to her, she goes, wow. She says, you and my partner in Stony Creek Band, Hank Soto, he books the series out in Stony Creek. Mm-hmm. And she says, when you got musicians booking series,
that's right.
She says it makes all the difference.
You've got one that really stood out on the schedule here. Mako, that's electronic music, right?
Electronic dance music.
Yeah, right.
I mean, this is new. The Lake George Music Festival, which is highly successful, probably in their 5th year, maybe their 6th year. They have classical students and teachers from all over the country coming now to Lake George for just a 2-week period in August. Mm-hmm. And they're doing just great things. These are some of the best schools, the best players going. So interestingly enough, the head of the Lake George Music Fest knew these 2 guys who have a classical background, but they got into electronic dance music. I mean, big time though. Mm-hmm. They're playing for 20, 30,000 people. They just played at City Field. You know, big boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, sure.
Everybody's dancing. But they wrote pieces that will incorporate this classical music behind them. It's going to be something else. You talk about cross-genre. Mm-hmm. This is it. This is
but again, John, you know, so creative. And my wife and I went to one of the Lake George Music Festival Orchestra performances. had musicians over from Europe. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
they had absolute world-class musicians, and they were playing Bach, and it was that, which is not an easy composer to try to play, as if any classical composer is, but this was just absolutely magnificent playing.
Yeah.
So this combination, again, very creative combination, and pretty typical. Alex Meixner Band?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with that. What's that one?
He is a polka guy. Polka as punk, though. I mean, he that's another
Polka?
Yeah, he's wild. He's
That's fantastic.
he's real different. He tours all over the world too. I mean,
So, you know,
he's the guy. If you ever saw the Hormel commercial with him, he's the guy. You know, he's pretty crazy.
okay, you get the idea. We have electronic dance music with guys who play punk, polka. You've got Dust Bowl Revival. You know who they are. You got the High Rollers with vocalist Jill Hughes. You got to hear Jill sing. This is every Wednesday night. Now, what's the website where people can go to find the schedule?
LakeGeorgeArts.org.
Lake George Arts, ARTS
Yep.
.org?
Yep.
Got it, okay. Now, John, as executive director, also there's a gallery in the courthouse, that beautiful antique building that's right next door to Shepherd's
Right
Park.
next door.
You've got a Barbara Price and Corwin Levy.
Two-person show. They had never met each other before, but their work kind of complements each other. They're fairly small works, very intricate. If you walk into the room, nothing's going to knock you over until you come up to the work, and then it's just really cool stuff. The show is up through August 12th. We're open Tuesdays through Fridays, noon to 5, and on Saturdays, noon to 4. Or if you can't make it in, call us. I live right in town. I can probably let you in the gallery. And, you know, it's an exhibition space more than a commercial space. So we can go a whole year without selling anything. So in 1 week we sold 13 pieces out of this show.
You know, I saw the works. They're very intricate multimedia pieces. John, we're out of time. I'll have you back again because we've got the Jazz Fest coming up in September.
Yep.
And if I can do a little arm twisting, we're going to get Stony Creek Band maybe to play tracks. So you got to work on the boys, okay? Maswick, you hear me? John, thanks so much for coming in.
Thanks a lot, Jesse.
Great to see you as always.
Thank you very much.
To see this interview again, you can go to our website, looktvonline.com.